Welcome along to day 5 of the Men's Champions Trophy from Rotterdam in the Netherlands. Game 11 of the tournament is Australia versus Germany. Two teams that made it through to the final last year in Kuala Lumpur, where Germany claimed victory. This is how things look in 2008. It's Spain that lead the field, Argentina just behind them, but the other teams chasing have all got a game in hand. But it's going to be a tough one for both of these sides. You can see stranded on 4 points. If one of those teams were to win today, well, they could be tied at the top on goal difference. So both sides entering the arena. On the left of your screen, it's Germany in the black shirts and red shorts. And on the right, Australia line up in the familiar gold and green colours. So another epic battle. Fans are settled. Good support for both these sides here at this 2008 Champions Trophy from HC Rotterdam. Beautiful location. Perfect setting for the epic battle that is about to take place over the next 70 minutes on that field. Ten out of 10 for singing then. Australia and Germany have met 31 times. This is the 32nd encounter, and it equals the record for the most common fixture in this competition. Tied now with the Netherlands and Pakistan. Germany have won 15 of those 31 matches. Australia 10 times winners, and there have been 6 draws. There's a look at the Australia lineup. Lambert preferred in goal, Wells and George at the back. Knowles, Guest and Brown just in front of them. De Jong and Dwyer play inside of Matheson, Swith and Oakenden. Australia, of course, are the defending Olympic champions from Athens 2004 and preparing to defend that title in Beijing later this year in August. Germany, well, they're the 2006 World Champions and the 2007 Champions Trophy title holders. And here's how they'll line up today. No Ulrich Buboltz in goal. Weinhold rotated in there. And Vesves, Biederlach and Zeller at the back for Germany. In the midfield, First, Hawker and Weissenborn. And up front, Dragoon, Witthaus and Keller. And last time the Germans won back-to-back Champions Trophy titles was in 1991, 1992. As we said, an important match here today. Both sides on 4 points. Here's a look at the Australian coach, Barry Dancer. Australia know what they have to do here today, as does Marcus Weiser, the German coach. This is going to be a big game, and alongside me to enjoy it is Rick Charlesworth. Thanks very much again for your company, Rick.
Pleasure to be here, Mike, and this should be a crackerjack match. Probably for Australia. From Australia's point of view, those statistics you outlined earlier indicate that Germany, the most difficult team for Australia. They often cause Australia problems. And I don't think Australia has a negative win-loss record against any other team except for Germany in this competition.
Pass just going shy of Dwyer. It's a good run from him. Just didn't quite go to stick that ball from Andrew Smith. Smith in pursuit here, working really hard up front.
Yeah, there's a press on. Australia quite aggressive, and they forced the error.
Well, good, powerful start from Australia, as you'd expect. They've come out all guns blazing. They want to get a result here, and they're trying to do the damage really early on. That's first that comes away with it. Great little player, Moritz First. We're seeing him at the Euro Hockey League final. And Germany quite content just to fiddle around at the back with it. Good pressure this from Australia. Little mini training game out there. Well, that's gone right into the face of First from his teammate. It didn't sound nice.
Well, Australia applied the pressure. We often see that, those players that get caught on the reverse and they go for that hit, and it isn't well controlled. It's one of the dangers with hitting the ball with a tomahawk, and he's captured his own player there. That's a nasty one. There's First. He's not far away, look. There's the shot, and whack. Side of the head. That's a nasty hit.
Well, Bielak knocking it right into the skull of First there.
The Australian player was jumping out of the way, but that fortunately didn't hit him flush on. I think the ball ricocheted. He'll be off for a little break.
He's going to have a shine there in the morning as well.
It's good to see him up, though. Could have been worse. But the pressure's given the ball to Australia a couple of times there already. Good work by Bielak in the circle there, wasn't it? Solid defence, aggressive.
And that's the only way Germany could release the pressure there. It's Evan George chasing things down.
That pass was only about getting the ball to the other end of the field, wasn't it? Knowles doesn't realise it, but the German player dropped his stick. He could have gone.
This is Brown. George again. Wells.
Normally, I think in Australia's number one lineup, they would start with Hammond in the middle, but we've got Guest in the middle, and I think one of the things they're looking to do at this tournament is to try out various players who can also play there. Brown started sometimes, Guest today. They're all capable of it.
I'll be fully aware that the most important thing here is that they get a result. As we mentioned in the build-up to this game, both teams on 4 points. This game couldn't be more important. Both Spain and Argentina ahead of these teams, as are the Netherlands. Netherlands on 6 points, but Argentina and Spain both on 7 points. That pass has gone astray there, and the pressure's on Timo West at the back now.
We've seen him use that lob to get out quite a bit. Whithouse wasn't ready and prepared in position early enough, and so the ball is over the sideline. Australia gets it back again. You're dead right, of course. If this is a tie, if this is a draw, this match, then it's very hard to see how either of these teams can make the final. But the winner will be right up there with the leaders. So a win is essential. A draw doesn't suit either team's purpose if they want to be playing in the main game on Sunday.
Good pick there from Timo West, who just stepped up into the midfield there to ensure Australia didn't get too much more ground. That's the first real attack we've seen from Germany now. Whithouse on the ball, earns the free hit.
Just come off the foot there, Brown.
Weissenborn to thump it in.
He hit it in, I'm not sure. I didn't see a breach there.
Something happened on the far post. I'm not sure if there was a physical aspect going on there, but closer look at the face of Moritz Fust, just getting some ice on the side of that head, where took a nasty hit from Sebastian Biederlack, his own teammate. An impressive start by both these teams. I'm going to say it's Australia that have come out the faster of the two, but Germany have shown really solid composure at the back here.
Australia didn't just quite get the press early enough in place there. They've made the interception.
Dragoon looking for the shave. Feels a bit hard done by. Australia have the ball back.
Well, I think he bumped Brown, and that was the reason. He got the ball, but there was a physical contact before.
And Tuai looks good down that right flank as well, doesn't he? Really opens up the legs and had a little bit of extra space and time there, and is way quicker than Meinert. And Australia now have a free hit with Dwyer.
Well, they want to get value from these balls. They've had a lot of these balls outside the circle. Not an area where we're as good, or Australia's as good as it could be.
This is Knowles over the ball now with the free hit outside German territory. Blazes across the face of goal. No one gets a touch. That'll be German ball.
Ockenden was in position, just jumped and wanted to play the ball, but didn't quite get it. It wasn't a bad ball from Knowles, that one.
Too many options here for Vess at the back. Weissenborn now under pressure. Just bounced up off the stick of Bevan George there. This tempo is going to be very hard to maintain today. Just a few gaps starting to open up for Germany now. Benjamin Vess with the aerial ball. It's a good pick. Good work there from Brown. Too physical there from Dragoon. That's a great steal. Good step in front from the German 13 Hawker. And this is Keller around the back. That ball in the air and across the face of D, not on target.
Another case of a player not being able to control that sweep shot on the reverse. He lifted this pass. If he got it along the ground, then maybe there was a deflection available. Easily handled there by Lambert. I don't think Keller was meaning to lift that ball. I think it was a pass and didn't go where he wanted it. But we've seen a couple of examples of that. Even these players who are the best in the world have trouble controlling that. Australia not pressing as they were earlier when the ball's in the middle of the field. Maybe they've decided they're just going to do it when the free hits on one side or the other. So they're falling away. There was some real intensity and they forced some errors early on. Perhaps once they won the ball, there wasn't quite the urgency to get the quick three away. One or two times there, I thought they were a little bit lethargic.
Australia are certainly pressing the corners in this early stage of the game. First back on the pitch, the German number 9. That's a foul and a nasty tackle from Smith. And he's conceded the first penalty corner.
Well, yeah, probably it was a little bit untidy. There was a loud noise. Here's the tackle.
It's reverse stick as well, which is always messy. Unless you pick it clean, then the umpires these days very strict. And well, the umpire on this occasion thinking it was worthy of a penalty corner.
You just need to get better position, don't you? You just need to get on your flat. And you have to be careful once you're inside the 25. We know that. Smith knew immediately. Now these guys on the goal line know they've got to defend. Montag there waiting.
Vess scored the winner in the final. Here is Vess with the shot. When these guys played last year, Timo Vess scored after 5 minutes in the final. That was the only goal. There is a second penalty corner, a follow-up, another chance for Germany. Just tried the slip flick.
George got knocked over a bit earlier. Here he is making the tackle a little bit. He's trying to protect his feet, but as he reaches, Novato finds the leg. Just a little bit out of sorts, perhaps, George, after that early fall.
That's sensible stuff from Novato as well there. Saw that George had committed and just put it onto her foot. And another good opportunity now for Germany. Second penalty corner of the game for them. Straight flick. Good save. Definitely hit stick.
I wonder whether George at his best, though, might not have dummied and then balanced and made a better tackle in that situation. That was a good save by Mark Knowles on the line. You need it, that's what you're there for, but still have to do it. And we saw one the other day, I think, from Brown, so here's the shot. On tag. And the goalkeeper behind. Maybe he would have got it, but he didn't need to use his gloves because it was already saved.
And these days as well, the postman taking full responsibility for that as Australia penetrate the German D. They can't get a penalty corner of their own.
Very nearly a corner there. Ockenden was spoilt physically by the German player, and it's a little bit unfortunate. Moment there, wasn't it? Ball spilt in the circle, but it bounced free.
Biedlak looked solid here. It was a good defensive touch from Biedlak, and he was first to the ball here when he realised the chase was on.
And then overlapping on the right, busy Biedlak, couldn't control it.
Germany now just sitting back, inviting this attack from Australia. Will be Vithouse to put on a little bit more pressure. Chasing the ball here frantically, Vithouse. That's a great reverse stick pick. Vess almost loses his stick. Guess gets the pass off to Dwyer. Dwyer into the D, just chipped it over first stick. Couldn't quite get the touch before it dribbled off the baseline.
Good work by Guest in the middle. He broke three, beat a couple, found Dwyer, just couldn't quite get the ball where he wanted in the circle.
Best being pressed into that corner, and Australia again stepping up as they have done every time that Germany have been back. Dwyer's stolen it, just lays that one under his shoulder to Ockenden. Montag, well picked tag, gets Dragoon and Novato now. No mistakes for Novato, trying to find Vitt up front. He's done well to pick that one up, Philip Vitt. Needed a good cover tackle.
Grounded well, he nearly lost his feet, but he stayed balanced, and that allowed Wells to tidy up, and now Knowles fast.
Well, again, good end-to-end stuff. D to D, in fact. Just missed trap there by Mark Knowles. Germany have the ball inside the half. This is Vitt again coming forward for Germany.
One mistrap can release the pressure, can't it? And really, Australia in a dangerous position in attack, and suddenly they're defending in the right corner.
Brown did well to help it out of the corner there.
And Wells did very well to break through and come away.
Space on the right for Carlos Novato. He gets it. It's a good reach from him. He's got the space to get around. Just kind of misread the play there, I think, Menke.
Menke stayed inside. Novato thought he was going outside, and the ball went outside.
They'd made eye contact as well. I think they just kind of got a little bit confused there.
They touched each other and just made some contact, recognising the error. Now Brown sneaking forward as we are watching. Knowles at the back. That's what the Australians like to do. They like to get one of their wing halves to overlap.
just gives them that extra man when they do come out on the offensive.
There's a bit more pressure now. They've forced some errors. They've won the ball from their pressing, and they've got it again. It's the 4th time so far, but not really the value from the ball once they've won it. But again, Brooks gets it back, and that could have easily been a corner.
Well, it could still well be as Australia come into the D now on a goal. It's Dwyer with the goal. Lovely run round the back from Travis Brooks.
Well, there should be a sanction here. The German players pushed Dwyer. He scored the goal, but I think that we're going to see something else here.
Here's the break. It's First that lost his footing.
Here's Dwyer got a real nudge here, and he scored the goal.
It's a great finish under pressure, isn't it? It's come up off his shoulder maybe there as well. I'm not sure whether that sticks hit the ball up into his shoulder.
Well, I think it's a penalty stroke. If we see the push, and if he didn't get a piece of the ball, there should be a penalty stroke, but you just don't know. And now the third umpire is going to have a good look at this.
We'll be able to have another good look at it as well.
He really got a shove.
Will Jamie Dwyer's goal stand? Tension music all around the stadium here at HC Rotterdam. Let's have a closer look at it. That's the mistake from Maurice Foots.
There's the pass.
And that's Brooks, gets the ball in there. Stick, is that to knee or has that hit Dwyer before it's gone in the back of the goal?
Well, I'm saying if you don't give a goal, you give a penalty stroke. This will be interesting because it may well have come off his body, in which case it isn't a goal, but then you have to make a decision on the push.
Keep an eye out here.
There's Jamie Dwyer. Watch this nudge. Look at that.
I think the other angle's a little bit better. It hits the stick, and then it either comes up off a defender's knee. It's come off the defender's knee.
Yep.
So that's going to be a goal.
I think it's a goal either way.
Yeah. I think you've got to give that.
Well, interesting, isn't it? It is an important moment, and you need to get it right.
And this is where the third umpire, the introduction of the third umpire, has come in really useful. I mean, it's an important goal if it stands. Satinder Kumar there.
There's Satinder looking.
Well, we're waiting. He's looking. We think it's a goal, and John Wright is just waiting to hear from the third umpire.
Yep, it's a goal.
It's off the German defender's knee there as he was looking to cover back and try and track Dwyer. Dwyer's in there in a good position from Brooks's cross. And the rebound off the knee ends up in the back of the net. Marcus Weiser waiting tensely on the sidelines. The Australian players are all huddled around in their own half. German players scattered all over the pitch.
Good ball from Brown. He's found Dwyer. First to chasing. Dwyer's quick.
Dwyer cut in well there to draw the foul. That's a great goal. No doubt about that one from Dwyer. It was quick reactions. He left the ball. He got into an attacking position, and he's not going to miss from there. The 2 times Player of the Year has given Australia the lead here. And that was an absolute beauty.
It was wonderful lead-up play by Dwyer. He broke. He wins the free hit. Quickly runs off. The hit's taken quickly. Well done. There's the deflection. Marvellous finish. And Jamie Dwyer, that's your goal well and truly, and perhaps that's consolation for the one that was previously scored. Well done by Dwyer. He's quick and alert. He's down. Lovely deflection.
Well, probably a true reflection of where we should be in this game right here, right now. Jamie Dwyer does get his second tournament goal, and Australia lead Germany by 1-0.
And the quick free hit, which we didn't see a couple of times earlier on in the game. Quick free hit made a difference.
Well, Jamie Dwyer's goal, also the 50th of the tournament. Plenty of goals here. We're yet to see a goalless draw. What a few years, in fact.
We were thinking that Santi Frazier, if he got his hat-trick, might have got the third the other day, but now it's been scored by an Australian. First it does well.
He's not going to catch Dwyer this time.
Well, he's got a long way to run there, Jamie Dwyer. Didn't have much help. And Australia has to be careful. They don't want to wear him out.
Fithash just coming on up front as well there to replace Carlos Navarro. He takes a breather. Good strength from Smith.
Done by Smith.
Not 5 yards. By 10 cat, just making sure that.
Well, the Australians were having trouble with it anyway. They were working out what 1 yard was, so just as well for them. And Hammond preparing on the sideline now to come on.
Great ball. Yeah, ball, Luca. That's a good ball. Smells it to half, Phil.
Well done. Stolen by the
Bryson
Australians.
Bourne dispossessed. He's got it back though. There were 2
Clever play
Australians
by
there.
Abbott. They actually beat themselves.
Too clever, maybe.
Yeah. He pulled back inside. It was a good drag, but then couldn't control it. And Weisenbaum got back.
Besh just creeping up a few yards. That's a great ball into the midfield and to Minert. Draws the foul.
Well, Dorner needs to be careful. He missed the ball and physically gave the breach.
Possession so far fairly even.
Australia really has been more aggressive. They've made more chances. Their press at the front has caused them to win the ball half a dozen times. And they've had 2 or 3 very good chances. One finished and one controversial ball that ended up in the net, wasn't allowed.
20 minutes gone in the first half. Australia 1, Germany 0. Germany will look to rebuild this ball from the back. Biederlack. Benjamin Vess to his brother Timo Vess. Australia just sitting back a little bit, but now they put some pressure on Benjamin Vess. And you'll see them push right up here on Timo now as well. German skipper just using Philip Zeller inside there. Zeller cracks it up towards Witt. Good composure from Knowles at the back. He's still being hunted down though by Witt.
Well, you have to be careful because there's some sharp attackers around and they can steal the ball pretty easily. You've got to be alert there. And the free hit given there, and I'm not sure why. By Tenka insisting that the German player be 5 yards away.
Too many options up here. A few lead runs coming towards the ball. The aerial ball is the option, and it's a great ball. Thumped across, but met well by Vess.
And Dorner there overlapped, and he got into a dangerous position, hit the ball hard, nearly through.
Great skills as well there from Ockenden. Just looking for a foot. It's found one.
Well, very well done by Ockenden. He won one. He probably won 2 corners there. And good work.
So some more defensive work for the German defence to do now. Just keep an eye on this bit of skill from Ockenden.
Well, he nearly had a corner there, and then pulls it back. It's a stick up onto the body, no doubt about it.
I think he's actually even lifted that up just into the shin. It was under control, so that's why the penalty corner's been given.
Dorner's still there, and I'll put money on this one. Low to the goalkeeper's right. There you are.
You think so?
Yep.
How much do you want to put on that? €5?
€5. God.
Well, let's see. You think low right?
To the goalie's right, I'm saying.
Okay. I'm going to go top right as we look at it. Oh, it's a good save again from the keeper. It was low and to his left.
I think he was meaning to go right. He just misflicked it.
Stalemate there. The Euros stay in the pocket. And Germany come away with the ball. Bit of room for Vest to stretch his legs, and that Witthaus. There's plenty of German shirts up there. 3 in the D already.
Well, you have a corner at one end, and the next 10 seconds you're defending in your own circle, aren't you? That's how quickly the ball moves in this game.
Well, Germany threw a lot forward in that attack as well, but that's left them open to this counter-attack. Ockenden again around the back. He's got some good pace. That's a good tackle from Biederlack. On the floor, reverse stick.
But if there was a corner given at the other end for a bad tackle, that could have easily been a corner then. He was diving with his stick out.
We're going to see a card there for Biederlack, I think.
He's saying it hit Ockenden's foot afterwards, and he's right. But I'm saying he's damn lucky he didn't get a penalty corner given against him for the first tackle. Smith did a similar tackle. It was a corner. Have a look at this.
I thought he did well to get it. I think he's actually got the ball, brought it back, and then there's been some stick contact. I think he's a little bit hard done by that, Biederlack.
No, I agree with you. The point I'm making, it definitely hit Ockenden's foot.
Yeah.
But whether or not the original tackle was a good one, I don't know. I thought there was a bit more stick in it than it looked there on the picture.
Well, the pictures never lie. Let's have another look at this slow motion replay. Last penalty corner for Australia. Resulted in a good save from Weinhold. Australia now have a long corner over on this near left-hand touchline. Ball bouncing around. Timo Vest claims it. And Witthaus right the way back inside his own half.
Well, I think the Germans are rotating their goalkeepers.
They've got to be consistent here as well, the umpires. That's got to be a green card there for Dorner. He does get shown it for that reverse stick tackle.
He made a clumsy one a little bit earlier. Has to be careful. But I think the Germans are definitely rotating their goalkeepers, because Weinhold had a difficult game against the Netherlands. But I tell you what, he's been good today. Some terrific saves.
2 green cards in the game so far. No yellows in the tournament. That ball comes across the face of goal. Dealt well by Lambert. Did well to get it up and out of the D as well.
Well, he did very well to get it up and out from there. It was a difficult situation. The Germans were crying danger, but there was no danger. The ball went very high out of the circle. Very good work from Lambert. This is a dangerous situation.
Certainly is. Ball comes in through Hawker. Goes to the left to open up Biederlack's reverse stick shot. Penalty corner. Umpire's mistake. That ball did come back up off the keeper and towards the German player. That's why the penalty corner has been awarded.
2 umpires working together there. Well, I was wondering whether or not he didn't give the free hit because the German player swished at the ball in the air, but we'll see it again.
There's Biederlack's shot. Well, you can argue whether it was dangerous or not.
Well,
when it
yeah, they're saying
it
it came off the German player's foot. It was up into the German player. I think that's the correct decision. But the Australians order not allowed that shot from Biederlack. He was just lurking on the left there, wasn't he? Just all by himself. He had plenty of time to get to the circle. Really, that should have been covered.
Well, we've got Florian Keller and Montag at the head of the D for Germany. Keller, remember, who is the leading goal scorer in this competition. 5 goals for him in total. And, well, there's Germany's first of the game, and Keller made it look so simple. A 6th in the competition for Florian Keller. And with that, a little bit of history. Get onto that in a second, but 1-1 the score now. 9 minutes until half-time, and Florian Keller has got Germany back into this game. Keeper should have done better there. Completely wrong-footed. He was already going to his right, and you've got to put that down to goalkeeper error.
Well, some credit there, I think, to Keller, because he slid it. You know, he looked like he was going in the corner. That's a clever shot. He's the leading goal scorer in the tournament already, Keller. And yes, I'm sure that Lambert would have liked to get more to that. That's a pad save, that one, isn't it? That close, and he was sort of going half with his hand. Difficult.
Well, Florian Keller, who was the leading goal scorer, still is the leading scorer in the 2008 Champions Trophy. Netted 5 times in his first 3 matches. He's now added a 6th.
But these teams are closely matched, aren't they? Australia certainly had the ascendancy the first 15 minutes. They scored, but you'd have to say the last 10 minutes has been Germany's. And the Germans have come back with a vengeance, finally scoring through Keller after a fair bit of pressure.
He's never netted 6 times before in a single Champions Trophy. 5 last year in Kuala Lumpur in 2007. And the last German player to score more than 5 times in a single Champions Trophy was Florian Kunz. He won the tournament.
Defender.
Yeah, he won the tournament top scorer as well. That was in Rotterdam 2001. Bidlak muscled off the ball there by De Jong.
De Jong was running fast, a little bit off balance. Well, here's an error caused by the pressure, though.
Dwyer able to get a little shot off from the floor as well, but everything was all sorted there from the German defence.
Well, Australia probably could have done better there. After that interception by Hammond, that was a terrific opportunity. Yeah, just couldn't quite get it where he wanted it, Jamie Dwyer.
Credit to the keeper there as well. He got down to it, got his body in the way. Not always easy from a tall player.
He's had a good game.
There's a few familiar faces. Looking a little more glamorous today, all dolled up for the game. Under 7 minutes left to play in the first half. Australia 1, Germany 1. Opening goal from Jamie Dwyer for Australia. And Florian Keller getting equaliser for Germany. Germany with some defending to do here. Brought out well by the goal scorer Keller. Drew the foul. And Germany can breathe a sigh of relief.
Pretty good work by Ockenden then. Nearly won another corner. And Australia, well, half a press. Now it'll become more than that. If Brown's in front, as he is, they win it back.
Good dink inside as well to take out Dragoon. That ball just bouncing off the end of the stick of Fergus Kavanagh. Well, this is what both sides don't want the end result to be. They can't really afford to draw this match. It's going to make their job of qualifying for Sunday's final even harder. Both teams will have just one more game to play in this tournament.
And when Australia put the press on, the Germans lose a bit of momentum because they're coming out and Australia keeps getting the ball and coming back again.
Hammond in the midfield. Good return ball down the right flank. And they have looked dangerous coming down the right and in through the middle. Some worries there for Germany. It's good defending at the moment from Australia. They're just stepping in front of every single tackle first. 2 times from Brown. And again, Dwyer has it back for Australia inside the D now. Good tackle from Timo Vess. One tag. The only way is back. A sequence of short passes. Dispossessed. Free shot for Hammond. Good save. Great save, in fact, from the German goalkeeper Weinhold. Got his right foot down to it just when it looked like he'd gone the wrong way. Free shot there.
Well, Hammond dispossesses well, falls to him, great opportunity. He hit it pretty well, maybe he was just even missing, but terrific save. Weinhold in form today. The pressure, when Australia apply that pressure, then they're making chances, aren't they? And again, we've seen Australia dominant. They scored. Germany got back into the game. Now that it's level again, Australia with their forceful play are making chances.
They're out here to win it, no doubt about it. Australia coming close there through Hammond. As it happens, it still remains 1-1. 35 minutes in the second half to look forward to, though. It's been a high-tempo first half. Biedlak again, barged off the ball, this time by the Australian number 13. Well, Donald's already had a green card. So, whether it's a repeat offence or not.
Well, it was a bit clumsy, and I mentioned it earlier. I think he has to be careful.
It's his second green card. Is it for a similar offence?
He's going for the ball. Yeah, well, there's no doubt it was going to be yellow, I think, given that he already had one. 2 greens, equally yellow. And Luke Dorner has to sit out the rest of the first half. But he was actually going for the ball. He was in the way. Biedlak very enthusiastically running.
Ball across the face of the great stop there from Bevan on the reverse stick. Just taps it out for a long corner. Behind him was Vithouse.
Waiting, wasn't he?
He was just there ready to tap it in. Such an important touch. And that's wayward from Biedlak. Not up to his normal world-class standard.
Well, he's been very lively and good, Biedlak. He's alert and quick. Defending's been good today.
So Australia down to 10 men. Just over 3 minutes left to go in the first half. Can Germany take advantage of that one extra man they've got on the pitch at the moment and try and squeeze out a goal before half-time, or will they just sit back and enjoy the scoreline and take it in at 1-1?
Well, they won't be pressing when they're a man down, I think, that's for sure.
You often see it plays into the advantage of the team that are down to 10 men as well. Good pick there from Brown.
I think what happens, the other team sometimes relaxes, thinks they've got a bit more time, and then a steal or some turnover can cause them trouble.
Montag's ball in, deflected for a sideline hit by Guest.
Germany aren't that sort of team, I don't think, though. They would realise that when they've got the extra man, they need to make the most of that advantage.
Another important touch there from Brown. I also think when you're down to 10 men, the team that is down to 10 men has a little bit more room as well. And sometimes that plays to your advantage. Here are Australia, who are reduced to 10 men. Foul there on Ockenden.
Well, and there's someone saying there, well, that tackle's the same, and Ockenden was stopped then. He was breaking away. It didn't look as bad, but the intention was clear.
Hammond with the restart through Brown. Just laying it off now to Donor. My mistake there, as Wells. Donor's on the side of the pitch. Just sitting out, having a little breather for a while. That's a good bit of skill from Hammond. He's got room on the left-hand side. He uses Smith. Now what you're looking for your front runner to do there is get something, and again the keeper down low to block that shot. Well, this is scrappy defending from Germany. For the second time in about 5 minutes, they've given up the ball inside their own D. Cardinal sin, and they breathe again. Just not great defending from the Germans. They've conceded a lot of goals in this game already and in the tournament. More importantly, 11 in total now for Germany.
That's right. Well, Weisenbaum, who's a pretty confident player, tried to dribble through the circle, and great play by Hammond. Hammond dived and he got his stick on it. He caused the error, and really Australia had a fantastic chance to go ahead and didn't take it.
I was just wondering if he had a bit more composure there, rather than blasting it into the keeper. He could have just placed it into one of the corners, but obviously adrenaline running through the body, one-on-one with the keeper.
When you get it there, and if you hit it hard, then the goalkeeper won't make a save, but Reinhold again spread himself and managed to get something to it. Got close enough.
Good pace from Keller. Keller, the goal scorer for Germany.
Well done by Smith. He needed to make that one, and he did.
Sideline hit for Germany here. Maybe chance of getting a last penalty corner. Time ticking down in the first half. Ball into the D. Cleared well. And that'll be the last action of the half, unless they can get the ball back in. Hammond away with it safely, though. So 1-1 at half-time. Exciting first half a good pace to the first half. That man there has extended his goal tally to 6 now in the competition. Florian Keller getting his side back into this game after trailing by a goal. Jamie Dwyer's goal. We've also had a disallowed goal. We've had all sorts in this first half. It's been very exciting. And we look forward to a good second half as well. So players will take a quick break, as will the umpires. They've had a lot to do in this first half. We've set a good tempo to it. Water coming onto the pitch now here at HC Rotterdam as we prepare ourselves for the second half. Still got a game between the Netherlands and Korea to look forward to today, but we'll come back with all the action from the second half of this one between Australia and Germany, which is 1-1 at half-time. Okay. Yeah. Do you have any idea what time the goals were scored against Wales? Say again?
My fault, a couple of times I was talking and I shouldn't have.
Ah, don't be silly.
You just said we should keep up the action.
Okay. Yes, boss. She said, highlights, 1-1. Thanks very much. Leslie, do you have any idea of what those goals were scored by minutes-wise? Great, thanks very much. What was the ruling?
Wasn't going in the goal.
Yeah. And it was kicked into
When do you blow the whistle?
Yeah, exactly. Okay.
Yeah, it could easily been given a goal, yeah.
20 seconds. Is that 26? Welcome back to HC Rotterdam Water going on the pitch. It's half time here between Australia and Germany, and both sides have a goal apiece. They're in search of the 2008 Men's Champions Trophy. A draw won't do these teams any favours, that's for sure. They've both got 4 points, and they're looking to extend that to 7 today with a win. Here's some highlights from the first half for you. A really good chance for Australia. It ended up in the back of the net, and the umpires took their time on deciding whether this came up off a foot first. In the end, the goal disallowed and a penalty corner awarded. So that goal not counted for Jamie Dwyer. It wasn't long before he got on the score sheet though. A great little bit of individual skill to get the ball up into good position and good territory from Jamie Dwyer. Forces the mistake there and then continues his run to tap this one home. Australia again came close, forcing a good save there from the German keeper Weinhold. Powerful flick, keeper getting his left hand to it, but then Germany were back in the game. The Australian keeper Lambert wrong-footed. Good deception there from Florian Keller to add his 6th goal of the tournament. Some sloppy defending at the end of the first half though, and Hammond coming close there. The German defence looking a little bit rocky at times at the end of the first half. A real gift of a chance there. Keeper did well to get his foot down to it. And you'll see another opportunity here as well. Just holding on the ball a little too much there. Another free shot bouncing back and eventually scrambled away. So Max Weinhold has had plenty to do in this first half. But at half-time, the score is 1-1 between Australia and Germany. Fans enjoying another wonderful day of sunshine here. There's a look at possession, cards, goals at the top of your list there. 1-1 as we said. 3 penalty corners for Australia, 2 for Germany. They've converted one of theirs. Shots on target, 8 for Australia now. Just the 4 for Germany. Possession-wise, it's been fairly equal, and circle penetrations as well. Fairly equal. Australia just with the advantage there, 19-16. A few cards flying around as well. It's been fairly fruity out there. And just looking ahead to this second half, I'll reiterate, Rick, that a draw not good for either side here in this situation.
Well, both of these teams want to be playing in the main game on the last day, I'm sure of that, and they need a win. A win will give either 7 points, and that will put them level with the team that's leading at the moment. So that's what they're aiming for. A draw, well, it'll then be difficult for them. The maximum 8 points for either team if they draw, and 8 points probably won't be enough to get you into that game. So it's critical. Australia have made the play for most of the half. They had some terrific chances, you would have seen in the highlights there. A couple from right in front. Weinhold in goals, well, he's been Germany's best for mine, and he's made a number of very timely saves. But it's still 0-0, it's still 1-1, and for Australia more to do. For the Germans, in the middle of the half, they played well. When they got down, they certainly made some chances, applied some pressure. But you'd have to say most of the credit for making the play in the first half goes for Australia.
And that man there, Jamie Dwyer, has been on excellent form in this first half.
Well, when he gets the ball, he makes things happen, and that's what you want. Your best players, the best player, he's one of the best players in the world. He's certainly one of the best players in the Australian team. He makes things happen, and there's usually some sort of goal chance lurking when he gets the ball in the middle of the field. He gets it round the circle.
Germany will want to deny him that opportunity in the second half. We're underway here. 1-1 as we enter the second half of play now. 35 minutes left. Can one of these teams take advantage and take home the 3 points? Germany with Zeller, now Meinert on the left-hand flank. It's up to Dragoon. No options here for him, just tucks it under his arm. That's Scrappy. Hammond, who came close as well in that second half at the end. The German defence just getting opened up, and a good chance fell to Hammond. Australia could easily be 2-1 or 3-1 up even. As it happens, it's 1-1. Hammond just coming short to receive Knowles' pass. Just grabbing a few extra yards there. It's come up off the defender's stick. Australia ball. Germans definitely not 5 yards there. Dwyer, quick restart.
Umpire Tin Cut was hard on that in the first half, so he's been consistent. A bit too clever by half by Dwyer, but it was very clever. Lifted it, changed the direction of it, but just fell away from him.
Got it right in the hook of the head as well, and that's what gave it that extra little bit of whip to take it over the baseline. Room in the midfield for Hawker. Benjamin Vess and Timo Vess hooking up nicely. Diagonal ball now to Meinhardt. Doesn't find Dragoon, but Dragoon gets it back. Penalised, and Knowles wins the free hit.
Dragoon a bit unlucky there, I think. The ball had spilt. Knowles had lost it. Now Knowles gets his chance.
Right onto the flat stick of Nicholas Meinhardt there. Just trying to find Vithaus. It's too long for him, that aerial ball.
Vithaus was looking around as to where he was going to pass it, and the ball ran away from him.
Not sure the aerial was the best option there, in my opinion. Keep the ball on the ground. Good tackle from Hammond.
And Knowles is a very good defender, but just a couple of untidy passes there, and he needs to be careful about that. When you're coming out of defence, those interceptions can really hurt. Dwyer again, a lot of space, he loves that.
Don't want to give that man too much space. Reverse stick shot! Oh, what a save. Vest there was back covering. Don't think the shot itself was on target, but the ball was definitely bound to cross the D, and Vess, an important touch from him.
It's a lovely pass to Kavanagh, and Kavanagh did well on the reverse. No, Kavanagh wasn't shooting a goal. I think he was passing it across, and had Vess not got a touch on it, well, could have been a tip in.
Australia just sagging back. They had a really high press in the first half and kept Germany in their corners, down in the left and the right-hand corner. They've just invited it forward when it's been in the middle of the park.
Yeah, they're picking and choosing their times to press, but when they did do it in the first half, they were very effective.
Knowles with an important touch there as well. Dragoon was just lurking behind him. That's a good pick. That was bobbling all over the shop. Good turn from Hawker. Reverse stick shot. It's popped up off Bevan's stick. Well, Bevan George doing well to get that big body of his in the way and absorbing most of the impact. Dwyer again running from the midfield. He's covered some yards today, that's for sure. And that ball under his shoulder to Hammond, not quite as accurate as he would have liked.
Well, I think he actually got it where he liked. Hammond just missed it on the reverse. If he picked it up, then he would have been right in there. Dangerous play again by Dwyer. The extraordinary thing is that, given how dangerous Dwyer is, he's in the middle of the field. There's no one within 40 metres of him. Look at him now. There's the ball across.
That's the one from Kavanagh a little earlier on. And Vess getting a good touch on that one defensively. And we're right down the other end. This is something that the game's had. And one of the best things about hockey and watching it is that 1 minute the ball can be down one end, and then in a matter of seconds the ball straight up the other end. There's the aerial option to try and relieve a bit of pressure. Montag just letting it drift out into touch. Meinert now for Germany.
Oh, that's out.
Biedelack saying, what are you playing at?
A bit of uncertainty there. And the Germans, of course, they're in a selection phase too. This isn't perhaps their best lineup, and so there's always those moments of indecision. Australia Certainly applying some pressure.
Germany back in numbers. Dragoon in the hunt and the chase. They're going to cross over the halfway line now, the Germans. Without just trotting to try and front up to it, and Dragoon will have some work to do here to cut this one out. Ball does go down the line. Tag beaten by that pass, but it's a good steal from Novardo, who releases Menka, and this is Witthaus being forced out wide by Knowles. Witthaus will fancy his chances though, one-on-one. Good defensive work from Knowles.
Well done by Hammond, confident. Going to slip it, looking for Abbott, I think.
Abbott it is, down in the right-hand corner now. Draws the foul, good work. Just what he needed to do that. Vess with good vision, his eyes already up. Talk about coaching the toilet position. Vess was in that position to pick up the ball, got his eyes up, but Germany are going to struggle to get out of here. Just trying to draw a foul here through Witt. It's backing in maybe a little bit there. Got to be careful. There's the aerial ball. Good sequence of play. Germany didn't panic. Zeller just flicking that one safe. This is George.
German players very careful about making a tackle there. George running towards the circle, that could have been dangerous.
And that too, that ball up could have been dangerous. Fortunately for Germany, it didn't go anywhere near any of the Australian attackers. Not much up front here. Witthaus on his own. 4 Australian players now, Novardo supporting him. He's got his head down and looking to get it across. There's no one there, though.
Not one German player there, was there? Witthaus was the closest, and he was at the top of the circle. And Australia defending on the half line for a lot of that last 10 minutes. And Germany really haven't thrown many punches in the second half yet.
Well, Australia throwing the aerial. Vess won't get to it. And neither will Brooks. That ball's gone up into the crowd. Fortunate not to take someone's eye out that one. That was travelling at some speed. Caught a deflection from an Australian stick. Germany have the ball back. With some support on the right-hand side now. Australia strong though in defence. 4 of them around the ball that time.
Good tackle by Smith. Now they're running. Kavanagh has it. Brooks.
Brooks with the ball across. Just bounced back from Zeller. Only as far as the shot, and it's a goal! What a goal too. Thundered in from Fergus Kavanagh. Well, Germany didn't clear the danger. The ball came in. Zeller bounced it back to his teammate. And that's where the Germans have looked a little bit sloppy in this game. They haven't been able to get rid of the danger when the ball's been hit into the D. They've been dispossessed a couple of times. This ball in from Travis Brooks, bounced back by Zeller, falls nicely to Kavanagh, who does well to get his body around and get the shot off.
Well, he'd be very pleased with the shot, wonderful shot. It didn't fall for him, but he had the time, which is unusual. And the German players, there's not the urgency or the alertness, but I actually think it's the pace of the game. I think they're just off the pace of the game. And finally, that man, Weinholder's beaten. Very good shot from Kavanagh. But good build-up play, and Australia rightfully and deservingly ahead.
As we said, they could have been up in the first half by 2 or 3 goals. It's taken a second half goal from Fergus Kavanagh to give them the lead. Australia 2, Germany 1. 25 minutes of play left here at HC Rotterdam. This crucial round-robin game between these two sides that faced each other in last year's final in Kuala Lumpur.
Well, but what happened in the first half, after Australia got ahead, Germany actually had their best period, and we're going to see the same again. They've been straight into the Australian circle. That was a good overhead then, and Ockenden nearly controlled it at the other end of the field. That's how quickly it can happen. Some Australian support there, all dressed in yellow.
Yeah, there's a few of you Aussies out there today. Maybe a few students here at Rotterdam University, enjoying the semester here.
Well, They're all dressed in yellow. Pleasing to see.
Yeah, they stand out, don't they, when they go on tour? The Australian fans. And they'll be happy with what they've seen here today. Their team really dominating and forcing Germany back and forcing them to make mistakes. Now that gets us restarted. De Young up there with him. Also, Ockenden forcing the free hit.
Well, they're playing quickly, they're starting it quickly, and there's some quality about what Australia are doing. If they play this tempo, then there's not that many teams that can stay with them.
Just calming it down as well there, importantly. They've been playing at a high tempo all game, and Martin Knowles deliberately just slowing things down a little bit there before he was asked to retake this free hit. There's all sorts going on the penalty spot there. Saw Abbott wrestled to the ground, and a little off-the-ball challenge on Biederlack there.
Well, Des Abbott needs to be very careful. He got pushed around in the circle there, and he has to be very careful.
Great touch, lovely touch from Brown back there on the left half. Too much stick in that one from Ockenden. Benjamin Best now with great stick skills. Earns the penalty corner, and well deserved. He just spotted a gap and he went for it, did Benjamin Best.
Well, and we saw it in the first half. Benjamin Best broke through quickly. Tackling probably wasn't up to quality, and then just pulled back. All he wanted was the corner. He's got it. So Germany's chance to get back. They haven't been in the game. They certainly haven't been dominant, but they now have a chance to be level.
Well, Luke Dorner conceding the penalty corner for Australia. It's Australia that lead here by 2-1 at this 2008 Men's Champions Trophy match.
Montag for Germany.
He's poised at the head of the D. The injection comes in. Montag with the slip. Oh, that wasn't far away, just off target from Vess. I'd be a bit disappointed he didn't get that on target. Have a look at this. It was a great routine.
We've seen it before. Knowles there just read it and got out of the way. But they like that one. He gets in a long way. If it's on target, damned hard to save.
Well, Vess got the winner against Australia in the final last year. There's a shot, though. And really, I think Brooks there could have got a deflection from Abbott's shot. Just took his eye off the ball for 1 second. And another good opportunity there for Australia. They're getting plenty of them in this game.
Well, and 3 Australians beaten, though. They were all hoping for the long corner, and it wasn't given. I don't think that was a shot from Abbott. I think Abbott was passing across, and Brooks just off balance. Otherwise, he'd normally have touched that, I think.
Good stick skills.
Biederlack in the way there, third man obstruction.
Well, Minor, here's another look at that chance. Just at the foot there of Travis Brooks.
There's Abbott hitting it. And
That's actually come up off a defender's stick, hasn't it? Maybe even a back stick there beforehand.
And indeed, had it not taken the deflection, probably Brooks might have got it.
Well, that's what's put Brooks off there. Apologies to him. Pointing fingers saying he should have put it in, but it's actually taken a little deflection there off Montag. And I think we saw it again. That looked like it was a little back stick as well, so lucky to get away with that.
Yeah, well, was it deliberate then? There's the question.
Biederlack with that ball forward. It wasn't the run towards the ball as he would have liked from Florian Keller. And now Dwyer has it. And it's coming forward again at some pace. Oh, what a goal! Well, great work in the midfield there from Dwyer. And that was a really good team goal. His front line got into the best position possible. And a wonderful assist there from from Jamie Dwyer.
But I think the Germans have been flat-footed, and we're seeing it increasingly. The long pass out of there, taken by Brown, then to Dwyer. Lovely by Dwyer, and good luck if you're a goalkeeper trying to save that. If he'd been at home, he might have, but then, of course, Ockenden would have had time to do more.
Completely unmarked, though, as well, Ockenden there. There's 3 German players watching him deflect that ball into the goal. For his first tournament goal here at the Champions Trophy, Eddie Ockenden has extended Australia's lead here to 3-1. Oh! On his nose again. Well, he likes it down there, doesn't he? He loves the water.
Well, he wasn't going to deflect it in from that angle, but it was a good attempt, because if he had stopped the ball, then maybe there was a chance. But Australia effervescent, and as I said, I think the Germans look flat-footed. Australia playing at this tempo will worry anybody.
Oh, they're just coming forward again and again, this time through Guest. Misses out on that occasion. Australia rampant here.
The thing about it for
this is going to be a card here. That's a bit silly, bit naive from Ockenden. Straight yellow for him. He's come through there with a stick challenge.
I think that was accidental completely, though, wasn't it?
It didn't look like it was too malicious, did it? It just looked like he was chasing back in the 2 court sticks. Well, the umpire's seen something in it.
Well, I'm surprised Eddie, maybe, I don't know, maybe he had something to say, but he's certainly not the sort of player who would ever...
So it's just after this. Keep an eye on it. Ockenden there on the right of your screen. The whistle's gone. And just looking to restart it.
Oh, that's nothing.
Well, a bit unfortunate to get a yellow card there. It's a bit
I'm
harsh.
Sorry. Yeah. I mean, the umpires are thinking that they have to be harder, but they've got to pick their moment, and that wasn't one of them.
Well, it gives Germany an opportunity to get back into this game. I was going to say that Australia look in a commanding position. I don't see them losing this one, but now that they've been reduced to 10 men...
But Germany aren't playing well enough, though, and they haven't played well enough for most of the day. And for mine, there is something missing. I just think the tempo, Australia's tempo, when they play consistently at this tempo, is too much for the Germans.
Well, Germany have drawn a match 2-2 against Argentina. They beat Korea 4-3. They lost to the Netherlands 5-3. Having been 2-0 up, and they're trailing here by 3-1. Oh.
Yeah, it's
got his skating shoes on there.
Yeah, well, when you get off the pitch, it's a bit more slippery, and De Jong nearly in trouble there. But the Australians are jumping in front. You saw it then from George all over the field. They're getting in front.
They've done that well all game as well. Credit to Australia. They've stepped in front of their men where necessary. They've got that little extra edge, that extra desire.
There's still a long way to go. There's still 17 minutes to go, and this is the problem for Australia. They can't be then sitting back. They've got to where they've got to by being aggressive, getting in front, playing with a higher tempo, and they have to continue. If they think they're going to hold on to the lead, then that's the game that the Germans would like them to play, and the Germans will be there in their half.
Well, Philip Witt has just come on for Nicholas Meinert, as we have a look there at Eddie Ockenden, and given a yellow card, so he's just sitting out for a little bit. He has scored a goal here today, the 3rd for Australia. Well taken deflected goal from Jamie Dwyer's pass. Nevado too, just popping off for a little break. Vesey's shown some good skill down there. Needed the deflection from Bevan George.
Well, there's a lot of people in the circle, and you just got to get your stick to all of those balls that are going in there.
Good turn from Hawker. Oh, surely, must be a chance! That ball wasn't on target, was it?
No, the pass across was in the air and was going to be blown, but Australia can't play this game in their defensive half, and there's the breakthrough. Whithouse knocks it across in the air, dangerous. And if they play it in their half, then the Germans will get into the circle, they'll win some corners, they'll make some chances.
You'd expect the Germans to be a little bit more relaxed there. They're masters of the indoor game, and that was a real indoor setup. 4 players in and around the goalkeeper at that stage, and Whithouse putting it up needs to be more clinical there. This is Biederlack.
And as you say, you would normally expect much more from them. Sometimes, of course, when I think he was half thinking of a shot and half thinking of a pass, and when you do that, it ends up being neither.
Well, the defending Champions Trophy holders here, Germany, struggling to compete against Australia, who are down to 10 men. But they've got everything back now to ensure that they don't concede a goal here. Oh dear! Oh, this could very easily be 4-1. Travis Brooks with space, gets off the shot, and that's brave from Vess. Very brave indeed. Just think Brooks might have just got a little bit shaky there. He thought, that's a gift. One-on-one with the keeper, and he's bottled it.
He could not believe his luck when the ball fell to him, and he didn't rush it because he thought he had time, but then in the end the defence was okay and Vess was brave.
This is Benjamin Vess now. Back to Biedlak, and there's room over on the right-hand side for Zeller. He cuts in field to try and change the angle, a bit outside him. Keller just setting for the free hit, which comes in and into the sideboards. House was there again, but not much else in the form of support inside the D.
Wells was right next to him, and here's the chance. Knocked by Smith, missed trap here, and this is a dream.
Well, Vess making up for his mistake there, hasn't he? He's chased that all the way back. Keeper's come out a little way.
He wanted the shot on the reverse. Biedlak was also there, and so it wasn't available. Here's De Jonge now, breaking.
Again, Vess there, but the foul committed just before that.
Even with a man down, Australia making the chances, though. Well, Brooks, a bit unlucky. Did he get a push, or was it just awkward?
Well, more than likely these days there's a lot of pressure from within that D. And Brooks maybe feeling just a little bit of it there. That's confident stuff from Timo Vess.
Even with the numbers, Germany can't penetrate, can they?
This is Dragoon in pursuit. Knowles with all the time in the world and a lot of space over there for Hammond. They'll just want to hold on to this now. With that man down, Australia, they can afford just to zip it around a bit at the back. Germany now pushing up. Good step at the back from Zell. I think it caught his foot on the way through. It hasn't, though. It's come straight off the stick. Looked like it might have come off a foot.
It looked like a foot to me, yeah. I thought it was a foot. So did Dwyer.
Nothing here, you see. Australia have got that centre channel covered. Again, 3 or 4 Aussie shirts around that. And Germany having to take the wide option. Not taken well by Zeller there.
Well, they're not playing well. They're down. I think the tempo has shaken them a little bit. And that man, Marcus Weiser, would not be happy. Not a good performance by Germany, of course. You add Christopher Zeller to the German team and it improves by 10%, and I think that's another factor you have to consider when you talk about Beijing, of course.
Well, Pitt's got something left in the tank. That's some solid defending there from Kavanagh. Kavanagh, who got Australia's second today. Goals from Dwyer and Ockenden as well for Team Australia. Keller, the only goal scorer for Germany, and needed to be deflected away there by Bevan George.
And Bevan George, as usual, was in the right place. Good tackle by Kavanagh. Abbott coming away. And clever. I think that's a clever pass for a young man. There wasn't too much else on. He just wanted ball position. There was a man down, and I think it was the right thing to do.
Wasn't very sympathetic, was it?
And Weisenbaum, who really has been one of the best German players over the last few years, and certainly a live wire in their team. Not such a good game today. He's made some bad errors, made a really bad one in defence, nearly cost Germany a goal, and we haven't seen from him the sort of life and creativity that we've been used to.
That ball into the air and up front there for Australia now. Matheson and Ockenden back on the pitch, so Australia back up to 11 players. I feel confident about taking all 3 points here. 10.5 minutes left on the clock. 10.5 minutes left for Germany to try and find something. They need to get a goal back here and then hopefully take the momentum through and try and get an equaliser. Knowles complaining that might have been a bit of a stick check.
Well, Witter just put his stick in front of the ball. Knowles went to make a tackle, wasn't able to. There's Dwyer, look at the pace.
He's got Rumac's side as well.
Terrific pace.
Reverse stick shot, he'll get off as well. Vest was first to try and shut it down as well, tracked him back all the way. Not an easy man to track back, Jamie Dwyer, but Timo Vest doing a good job deflecting off for a long corner.
Eli Matheson ran very hard to make position for Dwyer then, but there were a number of Germans between Dwyer and Matheson, and here's Abbott, nearly a chance. And so, in the end, Dwyer went himself. I think it was the right decision.
It's a bit risky.
And this press again from the Australians now. Well, dangerous ball out, error forced, and it's worked for them very well today.
Free hit just outside the D for Australia. They'll settle themselves. This is another good attacking position for them. They already have 3 goals and a goal advantage of 2. That ball comes in. Beadlap careful to make sure it didn't hit his foot. Well, maybe thinking it caught someone else's foot on the way in there as well by his reaction. Knowles out on the right. Just looked for Ockenden, who couldn't pick that up reverse stick. There's Dwyer's effort. Timo Vest just shutting him down.
Weisenbaum, well, three Australians around him then.
Just not quite on target there again from Germany.
Not the precision.
Yeah, that's just what's missing. You'd normally expect it from any German side, whether it be international or club, and they've just lacked that today. And if you don't have the ball, then you can't score the goals.
Well, Beadlap there leaning on Smith.
There's a shot, good right foot save from the keeper. Feinhold, who's had plenty to do.
Very good shot there from De Jong, and there's a lot of Australians who are getting shots at goal. They've got a number of goal scorers in their team. They've got real quality around the field, and that must be it. Oh, thought that was a corner. Perhaps he kicked it, perhaps it lost control.
Talking of Australian goal scorers, let's have a little look at this effort.
There's De Jong, well saved. Unfortunately, no one there for the rebound.
Australia actually hold the record for the most different goal scorers in a single Champions Trophy at 11. They set that record in Amstelveen in 2003. And then they also matched it in Chennai in 2005. 7 different marksmen in this tournament for them already. So just highlighting your point there, Rick, that lots of people in this Australian side capable of scoring the goals.
Well, I think, Australia has a view. They don't particularly rely on anybody. You don't want a number of goal scorers, and players from all around the field have the opportunity to make goals when the chances come. And they wouldn't have so many multiple goal scorers, but they've got a lot.
That's quick thinking from Australia. And again, Germany caught off guard.
Well, it could be 6, but for Weinhold's day-to-day, and Knowles and Dwyer broke very quickly there.
He just wants it to be over, doesn't it?
Yeah, he does now. 6 minutes, and Australia, well, they could have had 4 and 5 easily. An effervescent performance, a very good performance from Australia.
Give a little bit of credit too to the German keeper that's kept this game alive. The goal's still here for Germany, would make it an exciting final 5 minutes. Just doesn't look like it's going to happen at the moment. They're not creating the chances. Ball not even getting as far as Nevado.
Well, if they did score, it would certainly be against the run of play, against the balance of everything we've seen happening today.
Right onto a flat stick again. That's a good, solid defensive tackle from De Jong. Quick reactions here on the replay there from Mark Knowles. Gives it to Dwyer. Dwyer just lays it back off to Knowles. Reverse stick shot and a good save from the German keeper Weinhold.
And another chance there, Dwyer breaking through the middle of the field. Plenty of run in the Australian legs still too.
Yeah, Andrew Smith made that mistake there, chipping it, and he was really quick to try and get back and cover his mistake. Big man too. I will say that was a good lead from Noel, shall we? Looked as if he was trying to play it off into touch and just bobbled in front of him.
He had it covered, didn't he? He didn't need to, because the German player had given up on it.
Well, Germany look like they've given up on this game. A little bit of spirit and passion and fight out there from Timo Vess, but far too many defensive errors again. It's something of a concern ahead of the Olympics. As you mentioned, the German side not yet selected, still playing for places. Maybe a little bit of that pressure telling here, and that's an awkward ball. It's bouncing around. Navarro was in there. Well, it certainly wasn't the intention of the shot. Just didn't catch it right, and it bounced into the ground. 2 or 3 bobbles in front of Lambert, the keeper, and an awkward one for him to deal with.
Well, it's the messy slow ball, isn't it? Yeah, I mean, bumbling balls. Somebody stumbled, it got into the circle. Half a shot at goal, but then Lambert left with the decision: do I kick it, and I might give away a corner, or do I play it conservatively? He played it conservatively, and it was pretty messy.
That's a foot inside the D. Oh dear, oh dear.
Pretty unlucky too, that one. Just took a deflection at the last minute. Didn't look like a dangerous ball at all, and well, a chance for Germany to get back, and it could be interesting still, because we know how quickly goals can be scored in this game.
I've just got a horrible feeling they're going to score this.
There's the ball deflection.
Deflection off an Australian player as well there.
Pretty unlucky. Certainly no method or no sort of planning on Germany's part, just an unlucky deflection.
I think Australia keep this one out. A definite win and 3 points. If they let it in, well, momentum may take Germany on to get an equaliser. They'll focus on trying to get this one back first, though. There's a flick from Dragoon. It wasn't powerful, and maybe not as accurate as he liked. No doubt, just wants to crack that away. So Dragoon's flick.
Some brave work there from the Australians, and again, a bit of a moment, but the saves were made. The clearance eventually by George, and now it's hard to see Australia losing.
Germany have now conceded 13 goals in this competition, which is far too many from the 4 games that they've played. Surely, as I said, some concern ahead of the big event in Beijing in August. Biedlak just trying to beaver his way through, finds Carlos Navarro. Too many options in front of him. He opts to go back through Zeller. Vess over on the far right-hand side. Good ball in. Vithouse with the turn. Good strength shown down there. And good composure as well from the Australian defence. Did well to get it out of there. Real physical tussle.
Well, Germany lost 5-3, I think it was, to Netherlands. But they played pretty well for most of the game. 5 or 10 minutes in which the Netherlands had ascendancy, scored 2 or 3 corners and got back into the match, but Germany had a pretty good game, and certainly the score didn't reflect. But today it could have been 6, and they're pretty lucky to only be trailing 3-1 with a minute and a half to go.
Maybe a consolation goal here for Germany. Lambert won't even let it anywhere near his goal, belts that one back. Montag, route 1 ball again, controlled by Hammond. Well, popped up off his stick and he's been dispossessed. There's the shot. Long corner. Weissenborn.
Histrionics there.
Yeah. Vest now again looking route 1. That's would have been a great take from Zeller. It wasn't an easy one. It was up off the ground. Fell at Philip Zeller's feet. Well, under a minute left to go. Let's have a look at this German chance.
Here's Weissenborn. Well, here's his shot. I think his concern was that maybe there was a deliberate foot from an Australian, then he was left with a shot, but not such a good angle and under pressure. Australia a bit untidy the last 5 minutes, so perhaps they've lost concentration, but a very thorough performance, a very good performance from them.
think they're probably already thinking about the 3 points that they've earned in this game. It pushes them up to tie the lead now with Spain and Argentina. Obviously, if teams are tied at the end of all the round-robin games, it'll go on matches 1, then goal difference, goals 4, and then the results among the tied teams. And there's still a drawing after that penalty stroke competition. Dwyer wants one more before it's over, though. Keeper's had a good game and bringing out all the moves there as well. A little tap with the glove and then a reverse stick away from Weinhold. Oh, good deflection effort, this time from Abbott on the hooter. It's saved again by Weinhold, so a good game for him, but the German defence just too open and they leaked too many goals today. One from that man there, Jamie Dwyer. Also another from Fergus Kavanagh and Eddie Ockenden. There's the deflection effort from Abbott on the hooter. Doesn't affect the final scoreline, 3-1 to Australia. So as we said, that win takes Australia on to 7 points, and they're tied now with Spain and Argentina. Players just doing the formal handshakes. That's the result that Australia wanted and the one that they needed. Don't think we're going to see Germany defending that title. It's still not impossible. As we said, it comes down to mathematical working out at the end of the round-robin stage. Both sides still have one game to play, but this one is finished. Australia 3, Germany 1. So 2 games await both these sides. Australia's final game is against the Netherlands, and the final game for Australia, against the Netherlands. Let's have a look at some highlights there. There's the goal first from Dwyer. I'll tell you about those games in a sec, but don't miss all this action. Dwyer earned the free hit, and then he finished so well there. There is the response from Florian Keller. Keeper wrong-footed. Nothing Lambert could do about that. But Australia, as we said, brutal in attack. And Germany a bit shady in defence. Great finish there to give Australia their second goal through Fergus Kavanagh. That ball just gifted back on a plate from Zeller. But a great finish there, right in the corner. Nothing the keeper could do about that. He was fully stretched. Again, Dwyer showing his pace as Australia were rampant in the second half and notched up their third and final goal, this time through Eddie Ockenden. So there are your 3 goal scorers. And they've had a good day, the Aussie fans. Good result for them, taking them to the top of the leaderboard. So Spain, Australia and Argentina all on 7 points. Just the goal difference that separates those 3 teams. And the defending champions, Germany, well, in big trouble down there at the foot of the table with Korea, who are yet to play or yet to win a game. They play the Netherlands next here in Rotterdam. But a fantastic day for the Aussies. They've won here by 3-1.
Jamie heeft daar een moeilijke beslissing als hij weer weinig aan moet, want hij dacht dat hij op zijn schot kreeg, dat het jammer vond dat het 20